Today we're here to recognize a number of citizens, some professionals in the criminal justice process and some regular citizens who have stepped up and done heroic deeds. The city of St. Paul is really, truly very blessed. We have great, great partners, but more than that, and more important than that, we have great citizens. The bedrock of what makes St. Paul truly the saintly city and a great place to live and a great place to do business is, in fact, the people that live here. And we can always depend on St. Paulites to step up and do the right thing, even in moments when it's not really called for and it's not their day necessarily to be heroes. We oftentimes see them step up and be heroes nonetheless. The first two people we're going to recognize today did just that. And on August 27th, 2009, just recently, about 7:30 at night, St. Paul cops and paramedics were sent to an accident with injuries on the 1600 block of Hague. When the officers and paramedics arrived, they found two citizens there saving a life. And quite literally, no other words could describe it. And sometimes you get hyperbole where people are talking about, well, this was life-saving and this was heroic. This quite truly was life-saving intervention. If it had not happened, another St. Paulite would have perished that day. Amy and Ryan were performing CPR on a 60-year-old man, Terry Bouchard, who had, while driving his car, had a cardiac moment and had driven his car into a pole and was in the middle of an arrest at that particular time. Sportels initiated continued CPR until they were relieved by the St. Paul paramedics, who utilized their advanced life-saving support system to revive the victim. The investigation showed that literally it was just that moment. Bouchard had had a heart attack, the crash occurred, and while moments, really, quite literally seconds count in that kind of circumstance, the Sportels were taking care of their brand new, I'm talking 11-day-old child. They heard the crash, they saw what was needed to be done, and without any hesitation, they rushed to the scene and provided aid. I want you to picture this. If any of you had new babies, we're all pretty protective of our kids. In order to save this man's life, they had to hand their child off to a stranger and dig right in and get started immediately, or literally we would have lost that man that day. The Sportels happen to be nurses, so that they have that special medical knowledge, which they put to good use that day. And while I say once again that it made a difference in the life of the man that they saved, I think it also serves as a reminder to all of us, both just how precious our lives are, each and every one life out there, and just how much a part of the fabric of saving each other we all can be. And so today we honor Amy and Ryan Sportel. If you'd come up, we'd like to recognize you. I've got grandkids, so we'll see if we can do this without disturbing the baby. Sally seems to be looking to her mother. I think we'll hand both of these to you. So, and at this time, I'd like to invite Terry Bouchard to come up. He's the man you saved. I'd like him to come up. I think he has a few words.
I didn't know why they were clapping. I was just there. And I might be the luckiest man in the world, contrary to what Lou Gehrig says, because when I had a heart attack, I had it at the right place, in the right time, in the right neighborhood, and I thank these people immensely.
Now Sully's woke up. Would you like to say a few words?
Just reflecting on what you said too, I'm just glad that we live in a community where Sully can grow up and you can have opportunities like that. We were just one small piece of the saving puzzle. So just glad that we were there for you, Terry.
And it clearly has worked, because here I is. A friend of mine used to say it. At one said, "It's nice to see you." Now I know what he meant when he said it's nice to be seen.
Amen there. So
I just thank you again.
All right.
Can we just get a picture and we move over this way a little bit? Thank you. Right here. Thank you. Thanks.
All right. Congratulations again. Well, to hear that too, so. As I said, St. Paul is really a city that's blessed. I oftentimes go out and talk to community groups, and one of the constant refrains you hear from me is the St. Paul Police Department, while it's a great organization, it's made up of great people, it's got great resources, but despite all of that, it's a city department that can never do its job alone. We are in this fight against crime, this quest to have the public kept safe, and it is a community effort that we bring together that makes us successful. And truly, the next piece that we'll talk about is really one of those episodes where the St. Paul Police Department, while we've done some great investigations over the years, could not have been successful alone. Now, I can vividly remember the complaints that I was getting as I would walk through the Skyway system in downtown St. Paul. Folks from Securian, folks from Travelers, folks from that rode the buses, all were pinging me as I would walk through the Skyways and tell me about, I can't stand at the bus stop because I get pushed out by the dope dealers, or I can't stand at the bus stop because these kids are so out of control. I feel like I'm going to get mugged, or I'm going to get robbed, or I'm going to get molested in the bus stops. And we heard that from people from one end of downtown to the other. And you think about that, and you think about the folks who ride the bus, the folks that walk the Skyways. They are quite literally they are the salt of the earth folks that make up the city of St. Paul. They are the workers who make the city work, and it troubled me greatly that these people felt like they were not safe in our saintly city. And so we began the process of saying, how would we solve this problem? Because it was a problem more than simply one incident. This was not just a one-day event. This was not simply one bus stop or one shelter or one corner. This was a downtown problem. And as downtown has become both a place that people live, a place that people party, and a place that people enjoy, it's now become a destination for many people and a home to them. It was important for us to solve this problem. And so I went back to my narcotics commander and said to him at that time, how are we going to fix this? Now, I was really very happy. The narcotic commander at the time, he and I had done a lot of good dope work before. I think I just knocked somebody's mic off the road. And he said, well, I think there's something we can do about this, which is Rob's answer most of the time. He is one of the most positive people other than Larry McDonald I've ever met. He's never seen a problem that he doesn't think he can tackle, and he's never seen a problem that he isn't willing to take on. And so he began to devise a plan. It was a plan that focused on two primary locations, the Dorothy Day Center and the area down around 5th and 6th in Minnesota. But once again, it's not a matter of us being able to do this by ourselves. We have narcs, we have great narcs, we've made great cases, but even there, you need to have people that these new dope dealers didn't know. You needed to have partners that could prosecute the cases, and you had to have partners who could work with us to give us locations and facilities and support. Rob began to pull that team together, and a team that was made up of St. Paul cops, Hennepin County sheriffs, Woodbury police, and Metro Transit police were then joined downtown citizens, regular citizens, and the business community. Two business communities I will highlight, particularly St. Joe's Hospital and Securian, played an enormous role in this. It was their visitors, it was their staff that oftentimes were most bothered by the dope trafficking and by the disorderly conduct that was down there. But beyond that, they certainly could have done what many businesses would have said, hey, that's a police problem, you take care of it. But not in St. Paul. That's not how things get done in St. Paul. And the business owners, the CEOs, the folks that run those businesses said, no, we recognize this is a community problem, and we as part of the community will provide part of the resources to help make that work. So we create this team, and we ask a lot of our team players. We ask them to adjust their hours. We ask them to work in truly very dangerous undercover assignments. Literally, I remember getting a call from Rob saying, you might want to know about this because one of our undercovers was just about to get robbed while he's doing this dope deal down there. Another guy comes up and decides, A, number one, this is our corner to sell dope on, and B, I want your money. I don't want to say any dope. And you're in an undercover role, so you can't really blow your cover. And some very quick thinking by the cops that were involved had to happen, or we would have lost the operation, or we could have lost a cop that day. So it really was dangerous work. It was important work, but it was work that they persevered on. For 3 to 4 months, they worked these corners. They worked the corners on the streets in plain clothes. They worked the corners in uniform, running down leads for us. Ultimately, they worked those corners from the courtrooms in Ramsey County and from the hallways and the byways of St. Joe's Hospital and Securian, giving us vantage points to look out on. It is with great pleasure that I wish to honor those members, not the St. Paul cops today, but those members of other departments and the private sector who made Operation Shamrock possible. I can tell you the results of Operation Shamrock. And in the words of one of my downtown residents, it simply said this: my bus stop's back. I can stand inside the bus shelter when it's cold out, and I can stand there and I'm not bothered anymore. I don't feel like I have to stand a block away and then run to catch the bus. And this was a nice little old lady who works in downtown and deserved better than that. And because of Operation Shamrock, she got better than that. She got her bus stop back. She got her corners back. The folks near Dorothy Day who used the homeless shelter got those corners back also. And so without further ado, we're going to recognize a number of individuals. We'll start out with Ron Anderson of St. Joseph's. Experience, all right. I'm going to bring them all up at one time, and then we'll do the handoff at that point. Aaron Graham, St. Joseph's, or maybe it's Securian. Not here, okay. Well, maybe I have the wrong list, we'll see. Richard Grates from Metro Transit. Jim Jensen, Securian. And Mark Jones of Securian. Mark Keegan, St. Joe's Hospital. Victor Mercado of Securian. Craig Norby, MTC. Gail Peterson, Ramsey County Attorney. Come on up, Pete. Pete's like Madonna. He just has one name, so we know Pete. Everybody knows Petey, so. Lee Reichel, St. Joseph's Hospital. Not here? Okay. Kate Rickman. There we go, Ramsey County Attorney. Terry Santori, St. Joe's. Dan Schnegberger, St. Joseph's. Jared Shannon, St. Joseph's Hospital. Ray Walton, Hennepin County Sheriff's. Nathaniel Williams of Securian. And Gary Winkler of Securian. Now, in a crowd this large, I may have missed somebody, so is there anybody else that was part of this operation that we didn't recognize as yet? Huh? Bob Blesher? What's up? Okay, well, it looks like that's the start. We're just going to go this way. And then we'll figure out the certificates at some point along the line. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Another one where the ribbon's not too good. In conclusion, what I want to say is that, once again, St. Paul is privileged to have you as citizens, to have you as partners. St. Paul is a safer city because of the work that each and every one of you do. Whether it is handling literally hundreds of criminal complaints and making sure that they got prosecuted to the full extent of the law, chasing down the bad guys, providing us a venue and videotape and resources so that we could do our job. St. Paul is a safe city, it's a great city, and those two attributes are directly related to all of you being here and the participation that you give us. So thank you once again. Congratulations to you all. Well done.